SiemReap Cambodia. SiemReap is a city in northwestern Cambodia. It is the capital of SiemReap province and is the gateway to the Angkor Wat Temple Complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. SiemReap is a popular tourist destination, known for its temples, markets, and nightlife. Getting to SiemReap. The best way to get to SiemReap is by plane. SiemReap International Airport is located about 7 kilometers from the city center. There are a number of airlines that fly to SiemReap, including Air Asia, Cambodia Angkor Air, and Thai Airways. You can also take a bus to SiemReap from other parts of Cambodia or from Thailand. Where to stay in SiemReap? There are a number of different places to stay in SiemReap, from budget guest houses to luxury hotels. If you are on a tight budget, you can stay in a guest house in the city center. If you are looking for something more comfortable, you can stay in a hotel in the tourist district. If you are looking for a luxurious experience, you can stay in a resort outside of the city. Things to do in Siem Angkor. The most popular thing to do in SiemReap is to visit the Angkor Wat Temple Complex. Angkor Wat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the most famous temples in the world. The temple complex is located about 7 kilometers from the city center and can be reached by tuk-tuk or taxi. Other things to do in SiemReap include: visit the Angkor Thom Temple Complex, which is home to the Bayon Temple, the Baphone Temple, and the Phai Manakas Temple. Visit the Ta Proang Temple, which is famous for its trees growing out of the ruins. Visit the Bante Sray Temple, which is known for its intricate carvings. Visit the Kabal Speen River, which is known for its carvings of Hindu gods and goddesses. Visit the Phnom Kulen National Park, which is home to a number of waterfalls and temples. Visit the Angkor National Museum, which tells the story of the Angkor Empire. Visit the PSA Chas Market, a market where you can buy souvenirs, handicrafts, and clothing. Visit the Pub Street, a street lined with bars and restaurants. Tips for traveling to SiemReap. The best time to visit SiemReap is during the cool season, from November to February. The official language of Cambodia is Khmer, but English is widely spoken in SiemReap. The currency of Cambodia is the Cambodian riel, KHR. SiemReap is a relatively safe city, but it is always important to be aware of your surroundings and to take precautions against petty theft. There are a number of different ways to get around SiemReap. You can take a tuk-tuk, a taxi, or a bus. You can also rent a bicycle or a motorbike. There are a number of different restaurants in SiemReap. You can find Cambodian food, Thai food, Chinese food, and European food. SiemReap is a great place to shop. You can find souvenirs, handicrafts, and clothing at the markets. You can also find a variety of goods at the shopping malls. Conclusion. SiemReap is a great place to visit for a number of reasons. It is home to the Angkor Wat Temple complex, one of the most famous temples in the world. SiemReap also has a number of other temples, markets, and restaurants. SiemReap is a relatively safe city and is easy to get around. If you are looking for a unique and memorable travel experience, SiemReap is the perfect place for you.